Welcome to Mrs. Irby's science class. Today we're going to talk about science lab rules. We're going to start off with a bell ringer. It's really important that when you come into the classroom that you get started on this. When the bell rings, that means that you should be completed with this, some of it at least. But the procedures are that you need to fill out your index card with your name and class period and date at the top of the card. Always make sure you write the question and the answer on that. And the question is, why do we have rules and the need to follow them in the lab? And once you're finished, you're going to turn it in the basket that is in front of the room. So we're going to watch this short video about what not to do and what to do in the lab. This is a short video about minions who have some mischief, and it's a little short video to show you what to do and not to do. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the safety lab and the classroom rules. This is really important to follow when we go into the lab. There are procedures and reasons why we have to do this. One of the important things is that we do not eat or drink in the room, and the reason for that is it's a hazard because when we're handling things, there are things that that you don't want to mix with food or drink. It can be very harmful to you, so that's the reason why we don't do that. And in the real world, scientists don't eat or drink in the lab, so we want to follow that same procedure as scientists. We also wear safety goggles and gloves when asked. We don't always, but there are times when we are handling certain things that we need to wear goggles and gloves to protect ourselves from that. Follow and read directions carefully about each lab project. That is so important. That will keep down the time constraint because we really don't have much time in the lab, but when you do read these, it should be self-explanatory on what to do on your project. It's really important that we work in groups to help with the project. I believe in working collaboratively with each other. It's important that we also learn from each other when we work together in groups. If there's something that you do not know what to do, you raise your hand for my assistance. Most of the time you can help each other and understand what you're supposed to do, but there are times when you get to that point when you're going to need my help. Please ask for that instead of carrying on and you might goof up. So we work hard and we don't play in the lab. There are things in the lab that are really fragile or dangerous, and we don't want to cause any problems. So we want to work and get our work done so that we can get out and get our grade for what we're doing, and we want to do that. So here's the thing about filling out paperwork that is with the project that is so important. If you want a grade, you must fill this out in order for me to make sure you get a grade for the work that you're doing in the classroom and in the lab. So here's a little test of what we talked about on the procedures and lab rules. So here's a question for you to answer. Why do we not eat and drink in the lab? Now I'm going to give you a minute for you to talk with your group, and then we're going to answer back. Another preview question here to answer, not a preview question, but a question to answer about what we've talked about so far. So why do we not play in the lab? Why is that important not to play in the lab? I'm going to give you some time with your group to discuss that question, and then we're going to answer that and share your answers. So now we're at the end of our class, and before we leave, you'll need to fill out what is called an exit ticket. And sometimes I will hand these out as another grade to see what you learned and understood what we talked about today. So you're going to write your name, class period, and date on the ticket slip. Also, you're going to write your answer to this question. So the question is, why is it important to follow directions in the lab? So as soon as you do that, I need you to, as you leave, when you pack up, I want you to hand me your ticket. So make sure you answer that. It's the best that you can. Okay? And have a wonderful rest of your day in school. And I will see you tomorrow.